Have you ever wondered why the deepest wounds from your past seem to block the love you desire most? What if I told you that the very pain you've been trying to escape is actually the key to becoming magnetically attractive to the love of your dreams? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely transform how you see heartbreak, rejection, and emotional suffering. Welcome back to Quantum Love, where we explore the intersection of quantum physics, consciousness, and the art of manifesting extraordinary relationships. Today we're diving into something profound, the quantum mechanics of emotional transformation. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending your pain doesn't exist. This is about understanding the actual energetic structure of suffering and how to transmute it into the most powerful love magnet you've ever experienced. Let me start with a truth that might surprise you. Every moment of heartbreak, every rejection, every disappointment in love has been storing quantum information in your energetic field. Think of it like this. Your emotional body is similar to a hard drive, recording not just memories, but entire energetic signatures of every romantic experience you've ever had. And here's what most people don't understand. These energetic imprints aren't just passive recordings. They're actively broadcasting signals into the quantum field. It's literally attracting or repelling potential partners based on the frequency they emit. When you experience emotional pain, especially in matters of the heart, your consciousness creates what quantum physicists might call a collapsed wave function, a fixed state of reality based on that painful experience. This collapsed state then becomes your default frequency. You're not just remembering the pain, you're continuously recreating it in your energetic field, and the universe responds by matching that frequency with similar experiences. This is why people often find themselves in the same type of relationship over and over again, wondering why they keep attracting the same kind of partner or experiencing the same patterns of disappointment. But here's where it gets fascinating. In quantum mechanics, there's a principle called superposition, the idea that particles exist in all possible states simultaneously until they're reobserved. Your emotional wounds exist in a similar state of quantum potential. Right now, in this very moment, your past pain exists simultaneously as both a limitation and as a gateway to transformation. The version that becomes your reality depends entirely on how you observe it, how you interact with it, and most importantly, how you reprogram it. Think about the nature of energy itself. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. The emotional charge in your wounds, that intense feeling of hurt, betrayal, or loss, that's pure energy. And energy at that intensity is incredibly powerful. Most people try to suppress it, avoid it, or pretend it doesn't exist. But what if you could learn to work with that energy instead of against it? What if you could take that concentrated charge and redirect it toward becoming the most authentic, magnetically attractive version of yourself? Here's a principle I want you to understand deeply. Authenticity is the ultimate attractor. Nothing makes you more authentic than integrating your shadows, your wounds, your broken pieces. When you try to hide your pain or project an image of perfection, you're actually creating energetic incongruence. On the surface, you might be saying, "I'm available for love," but energetically, you're broadcasting, "I'm hiding something. I'm not whole. I'm afraid," and the quantum field reads energy, not words. When you learn to reprogram your pain, to metabolize it, integrate it, and transform it, you create something remarkable. Develop what I call integrated magnetism. This is a quality that goes beyond surface level attraction. It's a depth of presence that comes from someone who has walked through fire and emerged, not just survived, but transformed. People can feel this. The quantum field responds to this. And the right partner, your true quantum match, is specifically attracted to this frequency. So how do we actually reprogram pain into magnetic love? The first step is understanding that reprogramming isn't about erasing or overwriting. It's about expanding your capacity to hold multiple truths simultaneously. Yes, you were hurt. And yes, you are becoming more magnetic because of it. Yes, you experienced betrayal. And yes, you are developing an unprecedented capacity for authentic connection. Both truths exist in superposition. And your work is to consciously collapse the wave function toward the empowering interpretation. This is where most manifestation teachings fall short. They tell you to just think positive or raise your vibration. But they don't give you the quantum mechanics of how to actually transform dense, painful energy into a higher frequency. The secret lies in understanding that consciousness itself is the programmer. Your awareness, when applied with intention and consistency, can literally rewrite the energetic code of your emotional body. The process of quantum reprogramming requires you to first become aware of what I call your pain signature. This is the unique energetic fingerprint that your unprocessed emotional wounds create in your field. Every person's pain signature is different, shaped by their specific experiences, their family patterns, their past relationships, and their individual consciousness. Some people carry the signature of abandonment, a frequency that broadcasts "people leave me." Others carry betrayal, unworthiness, or invisibility. These signatures aren't just feelings. They're actual energetic patterns that organize your reality. To identify your pain signature, you need to look at your relationship patterns with radical honesty. What keeps showing up? What keeps hurting in the same way, even with different people? That recurring theme is your pain signature broadcasting loud and clear. And here's what is crucial to understand. The universe is unpunishing you by sending these patterns. The quantum field is actually trying to bring your attention to the exact frequency that needs reprogramming. Every painful repetition is an invitation to finally transform that signature at its root. Now, let's talk about the actual mechanism of reprogramming. In quantum physics, observation changes the observed. The mere act of witnessing something at the quantum level alters its state. Your consciousness works the same way with emotional energy. When you bring full, present awareness to your pain, not to wallow in it, but to truly witness it without judgment, you begin to change its structure. This is not the same as thinking about your pain or telling the story of your pain. This is pure observation, pure presence with the raw energy of the emotion itself. Most people are afraid to do this because they believe that fully. Feeling their pain will destroy them or trap them in suffering forever. But the opposite is true. Pain that is witnessed transforms. Pain that is avoided calcifies. When you avoid your emotional wounds, you actually freeze them in time, preserving them in their original painful state. But when you bring the light of consciousness to them, you initiate a quantum transformation. The energy begins to move, to shift, to reorganize itself into a higher coherence. Here's a powerful technique I want you to understand. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the center of your chest, to your heart space. Now call forward one of your relationship wounds, maybe a specific betrayal, a painful ending, a moment of rejection. Don't think about the story. Instead, locate where you feel the emotion in your body. Maybe it's a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a heaviness in your throat. Place your full attention there. As you stay present with this sensation, something remarkable begins to happen. The energy that has been locked in that contraction starts to move. You might feel it intensify at first. This is normal. Stay with it. Your breath is actually a quantum tool, carrying consciousness directly into the density of emotion. With each inhale, you're bringing more light, more awareness into the wound. With each exhale, you're allowing the old energy to release and reorganize. Now here's where the reprogramming happens. As you're present with this energy, begin to ask it a question. What gift are you bringing me? What strength are you developing in me? What capacity am I building through this experience? Don't force an answer. Just ask the question and remain present. Allow your higher consciousness to reveal the quantum truth that exists beneath the pain. This is the moment where superposition collapses into transformation. You might receive insights like, "This betrayal is teaching me to trust my own intuition," or "This rejection is showing me that I was trying to fit into a relationship that was unaligned with my truth," or "This heartbreak is cracking me open to a capacity for love I never knew I had." These aren't just comforting thoughts. They're actual quantum realities that exist simultaneously with the pain. You're not denying what happened. You're expanding your perception to include the evolutionary gift embedded in the experience. This is the essence of quantum reprogramming, holding both the pain and the gift in your awareness simultaneously. When you can do this, something shifts at the deepest level of your being. The pain signature begins to transform into what I call a power signature. The same intensity of energy that was broadcasting, "I am wounded," starts broadcasting, "I am powerfully alive." Deeply authentic and magnetically whole. Let's go deeper into the science of this transformation. In quantum field theory, every particle is actually a vibration in an underlying field. Your emotions are vibrations in the field of consciousness. A low-frequency emotion like shame or unworthiness creates a dense, contracted vibration. A high-frequency emotion like authentic confidence or open-heartedness creates an expansive, flowing vibration. But here's the key. You do untransform low-frequency emotions by suppressing them or trying to jump directly to high-frequency states. You transform them by first fully acknowledging them, then consciously choosing to reinterpret the experience through an empowering lens. This reinterpretation isn't fake positivity. It's quantum truth-telling. It's a painful event happened. That's one truth. But it's not the only truth. The growth, the wisdom, the increased capacity that came from it, that's equally true. Most people only focus on the first truth, which keeps them locked in victim consciousness. Quantum reprogramming trains you to hold both truths, and then consciously choose which one you want to amplify and broadcast into your field. As you practice this, you'll notice something extraordinary beginning to happen in your actual life. The people you attract start to change. Situations that used to trigger your old wounds stop appearing, or when they do appear, they no longer have the same charge. You find yourself responding differently, choosing differently, attracting differently. This isn't magic. It's quantum mechanics in action. You've changed the fundamental frequency you're broadcasting. So the quantum field responds by matching you with different experiences and different people. The transformation I'm describing doesn't happen overnight, but it also doesn't take as long as you might think. The quantum field is incredibly responsive. The moment you genuinely shift your energetic signature, the field begins reorganizing to match it. But here's what trips most people up. They do this work once or twice and expect their entire reality to transform permanently. Quantum reprogramming is a practice, not a one-time event. You're literally rewiring neural pathways, reorganizing energetic patterns, and establishing new default frequencies. This requires consistency and commitment. Think of it like building muscle at the gym. First time you lift weights, you don't leave with a completely transformed physique, but you have initiated a process. At the cellular level, your body has received a signal that change is required. With consistent practice, your body adapts, grows stronger, and eventually the transformation becomes visible. Quantum reprogramming works the same way. Each time you consciously witness your pain, extract the gift, and choose the empowering interpretation, you're building new, energetic muscle. You're training your consciousness to default to transformation rather than victimhood. Now, I want to address something crucial that often gets overlooked in manifestation and attraction teachings. There's a difference between bypassing your pain and transforming it. Spiritual bypassing is when you use spiritual concepts to avoid feeling or dealing with your emotional wounds. You might say things like, everything happens for a reason, or I'm just choosing to be positive, while underneath, the pain remains unprocessed, festering in your energetic field. This creates what I call a split frequency, where your conscious mind is broadcasting one message, but your subconscious and energetic body are broadcasting something entirely different. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you consciously think or say. It responds to your actual energetic state, which is primarily determined by your subconscious programming and unprocessed emotions. This is why you can affirm, I am worthy of love 10,000 times. But if you have unprocessed shame or unworthiness stored in your system, you'll keep attracting situations that mirror that deeper frequency. The affirmations aren't useless, but they're surface-level programming. True quantum reprogramming requires you to go into the depths, into the actual pain, and transform it from the inside out. So how do you know if you're bypassing or truly transforming? Here's a simple test. When you think about your past pain, do you feel a sense of peace and genuine gratitude for the growth it provided? Or do you feel like you're trying to convince yourself to feel that way? Transformation feels like spaciousness, like breathing room. Bypassing feels like forcing, like working hard to maintain a positive facade. Your body always knows the difference. True transformation creates coherence between all levels of your being, mind, thought, body, and energy field, all aligned in the same frequency. Let me share with you what happens energetically when you successfully reprogram a major pain pattern. Imagine that your energetic field is like a magnetic sphere surrounding your body. Before reprogramming, this sphere has distortions in it, places where the energy is dense, contracted, or chaotic. These distortions are created by unprocessed emotional wounds. They act like energetic blocks, repelling certain experiences and attracting others. Specifically, they repel the very love and connection you desire while attracting situations that reinforce the original wound. When you reprogram the pain, these distortions smooth out. The energy begins to flow more coherently, more harmoniously. Your field becomes more organized, more powerful, more magnetically attractive. But here's what's really fascinating. As your field becomes more coherent, it doesn't just attract more experiences to you. It actually begins to influence and uplift the energy of people around you. You become what's called a high coherence attractor. People feel better in your presence. They feel safer, more open, more authentic. And naturally, this makes you incredibly magnetic, especially to potential partners who are themselves operating at a high frequency. This is why someone who has done deep healing work and transformed their pain is often far more attractive than someone who has never been hurt. It's not about the pain itself. It's about the transformation. It's about the depth, the wisdom, the expanded capacity that comes from walking through fire and emerging refined. There's an energetic signature to someone who has integrated their shadows. It's one of the most magnetically attractive frequencies in the human spectrum. Now let's talk about what I call paint to power alchemy. This is the art of taking specific painful experiences and consciously extracting their gifts in a way that directly enhances your magnetic presence. Every wound you've experienced has developed a capacity in you. Abandonment develops self-reliance and inner security. Betrayal develops discernment and the ability to honor your truth. Rejection develops authentic self-worth that doesn't depend on external validation. Heartbreak develops emotional depth and the capacity for profound intimacy. The key is to consciously claim these capacities. Don't just intellectually understand them, embody them. Let me give you a specific practice. Take one of your major relationship wounds and write out the painful truth. I was abandoned by someone I loved and trusted. Now write the quantum truth that exists simultaneously through this experience. I developed an unshakable inner security that no longer requires someone else to stay in order for me to feel safe. Read both statements. Feel both truths. Notice how holding both creates a kind of energetic alchemy where the pain transforms into power. Do this with every major wound. Create these dual truth statements. The painful truth honors what happened and validates your experience. The quantum truth reveals the gift and the growth. When you can hold both with equal presence and honesty, you complete an energetic circuit that was previously broken. The wound stops being a leak in your field and becomes a source of power instead. This is true quantum reprogramming. As you do this work, you might notice something unexpected happening. You might find yourself feeling compassion for the people who hurt you. Not because you're trying to be spiritual or forgiving, but because you genuinely see that they were playing a perfect role in your evolution. It doesn't mean you need to reconcile with them or allow them back into your life. It simply means you've reached a level of consciousness where you can see the bigger picture. The quantum orchestration that was occurring beneath the surface drama. This compassion, when it arises authentically, is one of the most powerful indicators that true quantum reprogramming has occurred. It means you're no longer energetically entangled with that person or that experience. You've retrieved your power, you've extracted the gift, and now you're free to broadcast a completely new frequency into the quantum field. This freedom is what makes you magnetically irresistible to your true match. It's because you're no longer carrying the desperate energy of unhealed wounds seeking validation or completion through another person. Let's talk about what magnetic love actually looks like after quantum reprogramming. First, you'll notice that your standards completely transform. Not because you're being picky or difficult, but because your frequency has shifted so dramatically that relationships that once seemed acceptable now feel obviously misaligned. You're no longer willing to tolerate breadcrumbs, mixed signals, or half-hearted commitment. This isn't coming from a place of judgment or bitterness. It's coming from a deep knowing of your own worth and a clear recognition of what frequency matches yours. Second, you'll discover that you're attracting a completely different caliber of person. The people who show up in your life now are more emotionally available, more conscious, more aligned with your values and vision. This happens automatically because you've changed the signal you're broadcasting. Remember, the quantum field is always matching your frequency. When you were broadcasting wounded energy, you attracted people who resonated with that frequency, either because they were wounded themselves or because they were subconsciously drawn to playing out dynamics related to your wounds. But when you transform that frequency, you literally cannot attract those same people anymore. The resonance isn't there. Third, and this is perhaps the most profound shift, you'll notice that your relationship with yourself has fundamentally changed. You're no longer looking to a romantic partner to complete you, fix you, or validate you. You've become whole within yourself. This doesn't mean you don't desire partnership. It means you desire it from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. And this shift in your internal state creates what I call magnetic authenticity. You're not performing or pretending or strategizing to attract someone. You're simply being the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. And that authenticity is naturally magnetic. Now I want to give you a powerful practice that ties everything together. This is what I call the quantum love reset. Set aside 30 minutes in a space where you won't be interrupted. Bring to mind all the significant romantic pain you've experienced in your life. Don't dive into the stories. Just acknowledge each experience briefly. As you do this, imagine that you're gathering up all the energetic charge from these experiences, collecting it into a ball of light in your hands. This light might appear red or dark at first, representing the pain and density of these experiences. Now, with intention and breath, begin to transform this energy. Imagine that with each inhale, you're drawing in pure source energy, pure quantum potential. With each exhale, you're breathing that transformative energy into the ball of light in your hands. Watch as the color begins to shift, becoming brighter, clearer, more radiant. As it transforms, speak these words aloud or in your mind. I reclaim all the power I invested in these painful experiences. I extract all the gifts, all the wisdom, all the growth. I am grateful for the journey that has brought me here. And now I consciously choose to broadcast a frequency of integrated wholeness, authentic power, and magnetic love. When the ball of light has transformed completely into a radiant, beautiful color that feels aligned to you, take that energy and place it into your heart center. Feel it expand throughout your entire being, reprogramming every cell, every particle of your energy field. This is your new default frequency. This is your quantum reset. Practice this regularly, especially when you notice old patterns trying to resurface. Each time you do this practice, you're strengthening the new neural pathways and energetic patterns you're creating. As you move forward from this quantum reprogramming process, remember that integration is ongoing. You might have moments where old pain resurfaces or old patterns try to replay. This doesn't mean the work hasn't been effective. It means you're being given an opportunity to deepen the transformation. Each time an old pattern shows up, see it as your consciousness saying, "Here's another layer ready to be transformed." Are you ready to go deeper? And each time you choose to witness, to extract the gift, and to reprogram, you become more magnetic, more powerful, more aligned with the extraordinary love that's seeking you. Let me leave you with this quantum truth. The love you desire is not something you need to chase, convince, or manipulate into existence. It's something you magnetize by becoming the frequency of what you seek. Every moment of pain you transform, every wound you integrate, every shadow you illuminate, you're turning up the dial on your magnetic power. You're becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts extraordinary love because you've become extraordinary yourself, not despite your pain, but because you've had the courage to transform it. The quantum field is always listening. It's always responding. It's always matching your frequency with precision. So the question isn't whether you can attract the love you desire. The question is, are you willing to do the deep work of transforming your pain into power? You willing to become the magnetic presence that extraordinary love cannot resist? If your answer is yes, then everything changes from this moment forward. Your past pain becomes your greatest asset. Your wounds become your wisdom. And your journey through heartbreak becomes the very thing that makes you irresistibly magnetic to your quantum match. The love you've been searching for has been searching for you too. And now, with your newly reprogrammed frequency, you're finally broadcasting the signal that allows that love to find you. Trust the process, trust your transformation, and trust that the quantum field is orchestrating something more beautiful than you can currently imagine. If this video resonated with you and you're ready to step into your most magnetic self, show the universe you're committed to this transformation by hitting that like button right now. And if you want to continue receiving quantum tools and practices for manifesting extraordinary love, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Your quantum love story is just beginning, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. I'll see you in the next video.